75 is a pretty good attendance average for full days.
You're looking at the old one.
Oh, now we got the new one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey there, guys.
Hey, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. But it looks at Facebook, looks like you're up on vacation.
We did.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yep.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. And you?
Doing good, thanks.
And
Yeah.
You are
Meg.
Meg.
Yeah, Meg
Meg
Jones.
Guider. Okay.
Meg's the boss.
No, not hardly. Not hardly.
No, I'm very minor. I'm actually in my right.
Yes.
seat.
Yep.
I won't be voting with you though, so.
What was that?
I won't vote with you. I'll just look,
Sure.
and feign interest.
Sure. Yep. Sounds good to me.
Oh, is that
You betcha. Dino, I'm going to talk tonight about the evening swim that we kind of talked about last time.
Okay.
If the idea passes,
Mhm.
how quickly do you think we can get it approved?
I mean, I have full discretion to make pool decisions from the
Okay.
city council.
Okay,
So
so you could tell me by the end of tonight if we can move
I
forward?
have to, it would require tomorrow to make sure what the legalities are.
Okay,
And to make sure what the insurance is cool with, because like anything outside of our 12 to 7, with the exception of our earlier first lessons, I have to just check with our insurance carrier and
Okay.
what Iowa state laws and what we would need to do to,
okay,
yeah. And we're willing to do that, we just need to,
Sure.
a couple days to organize it.
yeah, you bet.
Yeah.
Well, we were kind of looking at Friday, August 1st of doing it, which if we could get it, approved as quickly as possible, that way we have, it'll be a little less than 2 weeks as it is to get it advertised and
Yeah.
stuff like that, so, awesome. Yeah, hopefully everything lines up. I think Sarah and I have done a little legwork on stuff and, yeah, I don't know if it's gonna be a real huge moneymaker, but I think it would be
I think the number one issue is to get people to go to the pool.
Yes.
It's like, you could see the trend line is, and this is what other years have experienced too. Like, there's nothing new here.
Sure.
It's pretty standard.
Sure.
And this was kind of like the catalyst for the original discussion of closing the pool. It's like, it's great for 2 or 3 weeks, and then it just tanks every year.
Sure.
And so, I think like our more than money, because there's money in the budget, like more than money is how to get people
Awareness.
to go to the pool,
Sure.
how to get them to use it, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, you bet. Well, I think, adding energy to it, there's a
Yeah.
lot of value there. So
Totally
even
agree.
if we can just bring the hype and get
Yeah.
kids to come, and
Yeah,
that's a good way to do it.
yeah.
Huh? Yeah.
Hey there, how are ya?
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good, how are you? Good.
Oh, he's here. What time's the meeting? 6:30?
5:30 for the other one.
Good, how are you? It's been a long time, Dad, with that. Did I hear that last time?
You wrote that off, thank you.
Sure.
I had some here, but
Awesome.
I got a lot of things.
But she can write it.
You didn't have to, they don't have to bring Bible. It's just me.
She should bring a Bible.
No, she didn't have to bring Bible. She was just milking a new Bible out of you, but hey, that's okay.
A Bible that she can write it.
Okay. Awesome.
Where's your gavel?
Big gavel.
Your gavel's right there, you need it?
Oh,
I don't want it. Here you go. Send it on down there.
how are you, Dave?
Good, how are you?
This is Brandon.
Yeah, good guy.
I think they cleared today, or at least most of the
How's
day.
work?
Okay, as much as they use. Because if it's a, I think maybe towards 6. I mean, not that long ago.
How are you?
Baseball teams
Good.
coming in.
Yeah, I think Kara is, I think that's the only one that
Or
was
should
missing.
be.
I know about.
What's that?
And she
Go
said
for a day.
she could come or?
Yeah.
Looks like it.
That she could come.
Didn't it get called up early today?
I don't know.
Did they close the pool early today?
No, they had, 2 baseball teams going there. They were gonna rent the pool for private rental, but then they just did a per person. So I don't think that they closed early.
Okay. Okay.
Yes,
Why
right.
did you?
I don't know, my wife saw something on Facebook or something.
It's possible. I've
That
been in Manchester and up in Alcater for.
Yesterday they did.
Yesterday.
Oh,
Yeah.
because of the weather? Nobody
No.
showed up?
There was just, Maddie said there wasn't very many people there at all yesterday anyways, but then at whatever time she got home, 4:30 or something, she said there was 6 people there, and they left, and when they left, it was dead.
Weather hasn't really been pumping in our favor with heat.
And there's been a lot of people.
No, and they asked, like, Kristen texted me and said, what should we do? And I said, it's totally your call as the manager. I said, we would typically close the pool if there was nobody there for, a good portion. But then it's like, when you do that, then it's like you get criticized for doing it even though it's like the right call. So I'm like, just, here's all the variables, you can make your decision and we'll support it, whatever it is.
Yeah, Maddie said it wasn't very busy all day, so
Yeah.
I think they made the right call.
Yeah, I think there were like 10 people there all day.
Yeah, she said it wasn't very busy, which they were able to get their labs in, so that was good, and she was teaching somebody how to dive. So.
Yeah. Hi there. You can either pull up a chair or you can sit next to me, either one.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, okay. That's Jesse's usual spot over there, so if anybody gets out of line, you can.
Okay.
Yeah, and then here's the draft for you. And I'm out of agenda, so we can share. All right, so are you waiting on anybody else?
Nope, I think it was just us.
Got it. All right, we should get started.
Okay, we'll call meeting to order, roll call, we got Ron, Meg, Katie, Randy, Kara, everybody's here.
Here.
Here?
Here.
Is that how you're supposed to do it? Okay, all right. So, we need to approve last month's meeting minutes. Any discussion or corrections?
First, make a motion in a second, and then you can discuss.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
just asking.
No, but.
Anybody has any questions about the minutes? We have a motion to approve minutes.
I motion.
Sorry. Okay, Meg and Ron. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Committee reports. Okay. Any discussion on hiring staff, procedural changes for next year? I know some things are, the general feeling, we had discussion earlier about starting earlier with hiring staff. Somebody mentioned that there was out at the school, they had a job fair.
Yeah, so they'll have a job fair, it's in January or February, and I think that we should have a booth there, to kind of start it. And we can have applications that they can take, we can have a sign-up sheet, whatever.
And I think,
it's beneficial.
I totally agree. We didn't even know that job fair was happening this year, so
Yeah.
it's, as long as somebody,
I'm on the list for it because I go for my company, so,
is it possible to get one of us, like either myself or Jesse, on the distribution list to promote
100%,
that?
I will get you guys on that.
Yeah, because then I'll make sure that, we're present at that.
and I think, I wasn't aware of this year, that they can just do a simple initial online thing, just that real simple little application first.
Mhm.
You want to continue doing it that way?
Look, we haven't been successful in gaining a stable of people. You all have, so I think we will do whatever the pool committee decides it wants to do in terms of hiring. So if you want a simple one followed up with a more comprehensive one, we can do that. If you just want to start with the full application process, we can do that. So, I think that you guys have a lot more labor hours available to you and probably a little bit more access to young people who are going to be doing this type of work. So, we will defer to the decision of the pool committee in terms of hiring.
Yeah. I think one of the things that I always see that is beneficial especially for like younger people, is just having that QR code, and the QR code takes them to not a lengthy application, because I see lots of people that don't fill out a full application, and don't answer all the questions. So just having like maybe a QR code there too, or we could do the kids like something. I know I hand out pens, or people are handing out something, but we can attach like a QR code on those, and then we can have QR codes at school.
Yeah, okay. And that was my thesis this year, was to have that super simple initial sign up, followed up with a more comprehensive one, with your date and times if you're available. And my philosophy is, if they're not going to do the work for the second one, I don't necessarily want them in the chair in a life-saving capacity. It helps to weed out. Now, that may be good for adults, may not be good for teenagers, I don't know, but that's just been my experience, so that's why we did it the way we did it this year.
Yeah.
If you guys want to design the system and the time frame and all of that, let us know and we'll plug it into our system however you want.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Katie, you kind of had that?
Sure.
A little bit. Okay. Incidentally, we did have a girl had to go in the pool and get somebody, I heard.
I heard that too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Josie, yeah, had to go in and get a little one, got wandered down in the deep end.
I believe that, they got out of the small area away from the rope. The parents weren't watching and got in there, so.
Yeah, I had a meeting 50 years ago, when I was a lifeguard there, a little 2-year-old just ran right, I was down at the deep end. Ran right by me and just jumped in.
So.
Then next thing, we're just, fundraising committee, anything new there?
Yeah, so I'm speaking on behalf of Sarah Hawkins and myself tonight, because we were able to kind of sit down and talk about a fun evening for the kids. Like I was telling Dino before a lot of you guys came, I don't know if it would be a real huge fundraiser, but as he mentioned as well, money is not really a huge issue. It's more important right now just to give the pool some hype and some energy and bring the kids in. So what we have thought about is Friday, August 1st, after the pool closes from 8 to 10 o'clock, so that we're only really in darkness for about a half hour as opposed to an hour and a half if we were to go to 11. 8 to 10 p.m., we'd call it something like Dip at Dusk. It's something that we could do annually, bring about again and again. We have I have spoken with Kristen Ostrander, and she has procured guards for that evening for us. So guards and shifts are taken care of, planning-wise. I've spoken with Vinnie Raker, DJ Vinnie, and he is all set to DJ the event for 2 hours. He would charge us $25 an hour for that event. He's pretty good at what he does.
Who is that?
Vinnie Raker,
Oh, Vince?
Hillary's son. And so what we would do is we would decorate the pool with Christmas lights and sell glow sticks. I've got a soft serve ice cream machine on hold through Fayette County that we could bring in and sell cups of ice cream. That could be a way we could bring money in. Sarah and I talked about finding somebody with a pizzazz and doing like pizza by the slice, something like that, to bring in some more money. In that way.
The soft serve machine would have to be done by a third party. The only food that we can sell is prepackaged.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
so like, I don't know if there's an ice cream truck or some company that could come and do that, we can do that, but we ourselves can't sell it.
Even if we're doing like a private event?
Yeah, because it's in the,
What if we had a representative from the dairy industry running the machine?
That would be, as long as it's a third party and
Okay.
they are insured and licensed to be able to serve that stuff, that would be fine.
Okay,
We just can't sell it and make any, we can't make any revenue. So, in fact, we couldn't even give it away. Like, we can only handle prepackaged. But a third party can, so that's a good little
so
technical.
we wouldn't be making the money for the ice cream?
Well, they could donate it.
Okay, I see.
Right.
All right, it's
Yeah.
just hoops.
There's a way around it, but we can't be the entity that is selling ice cream. Like, we would
Okay.
lose our pool license if we
So
did
we
that.
couldn't sell pizza then either?
No, but a third party could and donate the funds.
We can have I know a couple, food, pizza people.
Oh, okay, awesome. We'll definitely chat about that. For admission, we would bump the admission up a little bit from $3 per student to $5 flat admission. And then we would not be honoring pool passes for that evening. It would just be pay to come in. Sarah and I were thinking that we could go door to door and on the main street and to businesses asking if they would like to contribute to our pool goals. Goals like pool lights, sunshades, chairs, things like that. And we were hoping that we could do some drawings that evening for the kids. We'd have like rubber duckies in the pool with numbers on them that we would periodically pull out throughout the evening, hoping to give away things like wristbands to next year's carnival, admission to the concert next year, and maybe even pull some numbers for kids to ride on a float with lifeguards at the Strawberry Point Parade next year.
Cool.
So, so we've got a lot of really good ideas. It's simple, it's not anything, we don't really need too much, just some little lights and glow sticks and maybe rent out floaties, something like that, but.
Free will donation.
What was that?
Free will donation to like aside from.
Yes, we could definitely have free will donations.
And is this just for young people or the families, like?
Anybody that wants to come,
So you might wanna have, like, so instead of like do you wanna do like 5 admission, or do you wanna have like a family admission, maybe like $20 or so, whatever, I don't wanna, but it's, like I could see, a lot of adults, the feedback we got last year with the survey was that they couldn't go to the pool because the hours weren't congruent with their work schedules.
Sure.
So this might be a nice opportunity to get adults there with their, families.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, you bet, good idea.
So you're gonna go around to the businesses and make that appeal?
Yes.
I just wondered if you could broaden that out, because I see that somebody's donating free ice cream at Natings for,
Yeah.
I think Jane Pope and Jane and Ray Pope. First 100 kids at the pool tomorrow get free ice cream at Natings.
Ah, that is so
So that's
cool.
gonna be, that's like $200 donation.
Yes, that is a $200 donation. That is, I'm going to the pool.
I don't know. So anyway, I just was wondering, like, you know, if people are willing to donate like that, you
Yeah.
know, just make it a little broader appeal in the paper or
We can put it on our Facebook page.
Facebook page,
Yeah, we can
paper.
Facebook page, paper. I can put it on the Strawberry Point News,
Yep.
so we can definitely
Yeah.
blast it.
And just outline what it's for.
Yeah, you bet. So when we get the green to go with that, if we do get the
Yeah.
green on that, then we'll kind of hit the ground running with
Yeah.
advertising and,
Yeah, if you wanna give me a call tomorrow afternoon, I'll have
The council will have to approve.
no, the council is fine. The council's put pool decisions in
Okay.
my purview,
So who has to give the green light, then you?
The law. I want it to happen, but I also I have a fiduciary duty to make sure we're following the law. So
Okay.
I have to make sure that the underground, you know, the underwater lights are sufficient. There is a state law about lighting the pool after dark so you can see people inside.
and if the lighting was a problem, I
Yeah.
did find, I don't know if you looked at the email I sent
I did,
before I went
yeah.
on vacation, but they have those lights through Amazon, and I know they're not, you know, like supremely awesome, but it might help in a pinch to
Yeah.
illuminate the pool for one evening.
Yeah,
at
so I'll
least.
talk to the public works guys tomorrow and
Okay.
make sure that if they'll work, then we can get those, you know, and then if not, we can talk about it. Again, we're trying to find all ways to make it happen.
Right, yep.
Because it is a great idea for an event, and the pool is completely underutilized in the evening hours. So it would be great to be able to make that happen.
Mr. Chairman, if I may, is this then set for August 1st? Is that a
That's the tentative plan.
tentative?
Correct,
Okay.
yep.
But it's certainly near and around that date. After
Yes, that is the date we've chosen, just awaiting the green light, essentially.
Okay.
So.
I understand.
Hopefully it'll be a warm night.
Yeah, I hope so.
If
I
not, the
hope-
water will be warm.
Yeah.
You know, so-
Stay
yeah.
in the pool.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the water, that's another thing, is the heater issue, is that been addressed? The heater has not been working.
The heater on the splash pad,
Oh,
the heater in the pool should be fine.
I thought the pool felt great.
Yeah,
We
the
were
pool's
there
warm.
about a week ago, and I thought it
Well,
was really
I didn't think
cool.
It's been cold lately.
Well, when you say cold, are
No,
we
no, no,
talking-
it's been, everybody's been.
I watch them every day, it was chilly today.
Yeah,
Can we quantify it somehow? Because like, to me, 80 is chilly, to others, 90 is chilly.
well, when kids.
Yeah.
That's cold, because kids usually don't care.
It was below 80.
It's
Yeah.
below 80, okay. All right,
Yeah,
I'll
we
have
need
the-
to address that,
I'll have the guys look at it, this is the first I'm hearing of it, so,
yeah.
It was cold that day when I went, and it was really hot out.
Yesterday.
yeah. All right, let me make a note.
It's a lot colder than it was.
But again,
It
it's.
has, when they first started out,
Yeah,
it's quite a bit cooler than, that's what my wife has said.
okay, well, I'm gonna start tracking the thermometer, the temperature as well on here, because I'm a data person, so I'll tell the guys to start giving me a temperature once a day.
Okay.
Just
All right.
to make sure that there's consistency, and it's hard to,
Right.
you know, it's, without a temperature, it's hard to know what the
Right.
deal is.
Well,
Yeah.
anyway, stay on that, getting
Right.
back to the
Fundraising?
fundraiser, the first, August 1st, that's what, 10 days away, 8 days
Yeah,
away?
it's not, well, I mean, it's about 2 weeks. If we,
Yes,
let's see,
11
where are we
11
at?
days.
From today, yeah, 2 weeks, right?
2 weeks from Friday, from last Friday.
2 weeks from last Friday, yeah.
So 11 days.
So you have to find some information for a green light?
Correct. I have to make sure that when we need to have underwater lights turned on, and if the underwater lights that I have on an Amazon link would be sufficient to follow the law.
Okay, what if they can't, if the lights don't work, you just back the time up or something?
Well, it'd be a little tricky to back it up too much more because, you know, we're looking to do some decorating and it'd be nice to have a little bit of a gap between when everyone clears out of the pool. Of course, if it's not busy, you know, that wouldn't really matter too much. I guess we could back it up to 7 to 9 if we needed to. That would be better than canceling it completely.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
So, you know, if the lights are truly an issue and that's a hang up, then I say, yeah, we back it up to 7 and 9.
Again, our intent is to find a way to make it happen.
Right, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, I mean, we will figure out a sideways way to get around any obstacle, but there is the potential that.
Always has
Yeah,
been.
yeah,
Always
because
has been.
the last thing we want to do is have the state come in and yank the pool license.
Right.
Yeah, that would not be good for anybody. All right.
Anything else from you?
No.
Okay, okay. Going on to old business, the pool hours is posted down at the pool now, correct?
Yes, it has been since the day we
Okay,
spoke.
and then, but the fees haven't been posted?
Yeah, they're posted.
The fees aren't too posted?
Yeah, they're posted at the pool, they're posted at the library, they're posted at the post office. I don't know, I haven't been to the post office today, but, you know, people sometimes take stuff down. And they're posted at, we gave one to Natings and we gave one to Embers.
Okay,
So they're out there.
thank you.
Sure. And they're big, they're 11 by 17.
Okay.
And the one by the pool is laminated because it might get wet.
The landscaping, we've been going back and forth on this, but the final decision was that the city workers did not want either rocks or mulch down there at the pool.
Why not? I don't
The
understand.
the rocks, they do get thrown in the pool.
Yeah, every year when they clean out the pool, they clean out about 100 to 200 rocks that kids throw in there. And they're worried if we put, and then my thought was, well, let's put boulders instead. And they're like, no, because if they throw the boulders, it might actually crack the bottom of the pool. And the mulch gets in the filter.
So is there anything we can do to beautify the pool then, landscape-wise? I mean, it looks pretty shabby, you know, with just bare and some scraggly things.
Yeah,
here
I
and
think we
there.
talked at the last meeting about somebody reaching out to the garden club and seeing if they wanted to do something like they did out in front of City Hall.
Okay. What did they do out in City Hall? I'm sorry.
They made it look really pretty with a bunch of flowers. I don't
With a
know what
bunch
kind
of
of flowers,
flowers.
that's not my thing, but
Yeah, okay.
it's gorgeous. It's like, it looks really good.
Okay.
It's nothing that people could throw into the pool. It's nothing that'll like get sucked into the filter.
Okay.
So, and when you leave, just look at it. It would look really nice along the fence. But since I can't grow anything, like whatever, I don't know if it's the right time of the year. I have no idea about these things. Yeah.
And that's probably something we can put on next year's list too. It being, you know, kind of winding down here on the summer.
But they've got like regular flower beds out here, don't they?
I mean, it's just on the ground,
What
so
is
it is a flower bed, but it's level to the ground.
Okay.
Yeah, but the flowers that they put on came up a couple of feet off the ground and kind of out a little bit. It looks really nice.
Paving block, or does it just go right up to the concrete?
It's just like a bed of dirt and surrounded by the sidewalk.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, online purchasing of pool passes, we can set that up or something
It's already been in place.
already?
Yeah, all of the pool, not all of the pool. We sold, I think, like 20 or 30 online pool passes. I'd say about a third of them were purchased in person and 2/3 of them were purchased online.
Then we had some people buying pool passes for other people.
That's
Correct.
so nice.
Yeah.
I mean, that is a really good,
Yeah.
what was the total number of those?
I'd have to look it up. The total number of pool passes,
Is it like
wait, I saw one today, it's almost 50.
Oh, pool pass.
Almost 50.
50 family?
Yeah, 50 family passes.
But not that were donated, you're just saying.
I think there were 2 that were donated.
Two.
And not all the passes were family. There were about 50 passes sold. Some of those are individuals, some of them are family.
Okay. That may be something that we can do though, maybe if you don't wanna buy a family pool for yourself, maybe you could maybe.
We can start that early, before the pool opens.
Yeah.
We'll set things up.
Just an idea.
I like that idea a lot.
Anything else on old business? Anybody can think of?
No.
Pool goals, any short-term goals that we should make? Any?
Well, I think you should look at the graph that, that I provided. So we're tracking daily pool attendance. And so on this graph, you'll see the daily pool attendance with the thick blue line. The daily temperature at the opening of the pool is the red line toward the top. And then the dotted line is a trend, an average trend line of attendees at the pool. And this is consistent with last season and previous seasons, where the first couple of weeks you see a lot of attendance for the first week, and then it just starts to taper off. And so we were discussing earlier, like, even more so than fundraising, like promotion of the pool and getting people to go use the pool, I think is of utmost importance, because if all of this effort is going into keeping the pool open and the attendance does the same thing that it did last year, I think we have a harder sell with the city council to keep this facility open long term, right? Because after a while, like in August, if obviously this trend won't continue because it would hit zero, mid-August or so. It'll, flatten out at some point. But, today was a really good day. I think there were about 100 attendees at the pool today with those two baseball teams that showed up. So that'll bump the average up a lot. So I think promotional efforts to get people at the pool is the most important thing in the coming weeks.
I think it's, go ahead. I was just going to say, I think if this is a trend, and, this is the first time I'm seeing it because I haven't been paying attention years prior, obviously, but if this is a trend, then what we need to do in the summertime, around the time that attendance starts dipping, is just be proactive about having programming of some kind, whether it be, how like the library, they have a library program where they, they challenge kids to do so many things, and coming into the library to check out books or whatever it is. If we had some kind of programming, maybe there's daily pool challenges.
Can I throw something in? I've been, I'm talking from the past, and sometime in the past, they stopped giving swimming lessons as group type of lessons. And that would be a project for a lot of kids. And when I managed the pool, they brought Arlington kids in for 2 weeks. They brought the Lamont kids in for 2 weeks. They had the Strawberry Point kids for 2 weeks in the mornings from like 10 to. And the staff would give them lessons. And that brought kids into the system. I don't know why it stopped, I don't know. There might have been a legal problem with it, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't see what the legal problem was. It was probably a finance problem. Like they were probably getting paid to do that, and then they probably didn't get paid anymore to do it. I don't know, that's the first time.
They even bust them in.
Yeah,
I remember school probably did.
Yeah.
And on another note, on kind of the same thing, is I'm talking 50 years ago, when the pool wasn't there. We would go out to Ewalu. Now they would bus us from here to Ewalu from 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock every day.
Yeah.
So,
and I spoke to Ewalu this year because when the pool was faced with potentially being closed, Ewalu reached out and said that they wanted to be a good partner and neighbor, but their insurance wouldn't allow non-program, participants at their camp to use the pool, so that didn't work out, unfortunately. But we were talking about getting more kids to come in. Yeah.
Was bus them in. It's a way of advertising to get the families in. But it's going to cost money.
Well, I think the idea is to encourage people to use the pool without incurring costs to just bump the numbers up, right? Like if it's gonna have an exponential cost to bring people in, and the pool budget goes up because of that, then it's really just the same problem. But we're open to ideas, you know, just, the busing's gonna get a little, I don't know, scary with the insurance. But,
If there's a school grant or something to do that for a week or two, or, you know, something for swimming lessons,
Yeah.
maybe we could look into that, but do you know how these numbers compare to previous years? And for me, it's like, these look like really good numbers, but I don't know how it compares.
they're about the same as last year.
Okay.
They're relatively close to last year's.
Could be.
Maybe, you know, 10-15% better. And that's, you know, it really gets into August will be the determining factor, like the last week in July and the first week of August, from what previous years' numbers prove out, like August, nobody's at the pool. Which I don't get. It's nice temperature to be at the pool still.
A lot of people are doing their family vacations right before the
Yeah.
school year. And I think that's kind of what you're seeing, like the decreasing numbers too, is a lot of probably, I know a lot of people have been on vacation.
Golf.
You see them.
What's that?
And
Golf course.
coming in August, you have the Iowa State Fair, you have so many kids that are
Yeah.
in the Clayton County Fair, they're showing so it takes away from our community.
Sure.
But I feel like if we were open right away in June, maybe our numbers would be a lot higher in those months when people are around because of ball and this and that.
Yeah.
So,
Would you be willing to print one of these from last year so we could kind of compare like dates and stuff?
I don't have the dailies with the temperature. That's just something we started this year.
Right.
I have the total. I think I only have the total. I can look and see if we still have the dailies.
Okay.
We usually kept the daily receipts. If Jesse still got them in a box somewhere, we can pull them up and database them. Worst case scenario, I know that we have the total number of attendees, which we can extrapolate and then, you know, shorten to match the number of days from there.
Okay, just for our feedback.
Yeah.
I had an idea, and it kind of ties back into fundraising a little bit, but you ever heard of like Free Swim Fridays, where like a local business will sponsor an entire Friday, like whoever, you know, kids come to the pool for free on Friday, and then, you know, at the end of the day, it's tallied up, and then that business writes a check for however many kids came to the pool. We could try to do something like that throughout the summer, so, you know, why wouldn't you go to the pool if it were free? You know, just kind of give it a little more energy that way.
Yeah, it might be a good idea too to have the business hand out the pass so that they have to go there, get a free pass for the pool. It brings people into the restaurants, into the cafe, you know, into retail. Not that we have a ton of any of that, but we do have existing businesses that would benefit by even just walk through.
and I know people are really liking like having a food truck down there. I know.
Yep.
The one day that we were down there, there was a ton of people. So when the kids were able to swim, and then they were able to eat and stuff, so that was really nice.
Any other short-term goals or ideas?
Just about a week ago, one of the lap swimmers came to me and was asking about easier access into the pool. I know that we have that machine thing, that it's not working, I guess, but I think they can either do one of two things or both. Down there at the 3-foot end, if you know what I'm talking about, they have the 2 steps. Okay, well, maybe put another step in there, just so they can get in and out of the pool easier than us elderly people. And the second thing would be put some kind of a railing right there, or so they can get in and out easier. When I get into the pool, I get in at that end, and I'm 6'1", and I'm able to step, but it's difficult. And a lot of those ladies are 5'2", 5'1", so I think they have trouble getting out. Actually, they don't have much trouble. They just jump in. some of them don't wanna jump in, they just.
I mean, that would be a short-term solution, but, you know, like most, if you go into other pools where they have railings and then they have rounded steps going down, you know, everybody know what I'm talking about? I don't know how, maybe next year, we could actually put a real step down.
Just to get in and out easier.
Yeah. I mean,
If we're not gonna have zero entry, that's the only other thing that you do. Plus, you know, I've got down there, the handicap lift is not working.
It's not working, or they just don't know how to use it? Like, is it
I don't think it's
broken? Okay.
Has somebody tried to use it?
Well, they should be using
And
it.
not the lifeguard, so somebody, like an adult. Kinda like,
Well, the lifeguards have to help whoever
yeah,
does
but
it.
has an adult tried to do it?
Yeah.
We really need to address that, because I think we're liable if we don't have a lift down there.
Yeah. So can I just voice something? Like, I'm concerned that this is the first time I'm hearing about this.
Yeah.
Like, I'm in daily communication with the pool, and like, to hear that the ADA compliant lift is not working, or we don't know how to use it, is like really concerning to me, because
That is, I know.
that's something that needs to be fixed tomorrow, and, yeah, so.
I thought she would have said something.
Yeah, so I'll have the guys look into that tomorrow.
And then, well, Kristen, I don't know what if she's tried to show the kids how to use that or not, I don't know.
Okay, we'll look into it tomorrow and figure it out.
But because we do have one person down there that is
Yeah,
really struggling to get in and out.
yeah, no,
Have
we
they
want,
asked to be put in the pool with the
Huh?
lift? Have they asked to be put in the pool with the lift?
I don't know.
the lift is supposed to be at the pool side every day.
Yeah.
Like, not when you need it, because then
Right.
somebody gets singled out when they come in, and it's a big production to move it, so that should be at poolside, ready to use for anybody that wants it as soon as they walk in. So I'll take care of that tomorrow. I'll go down there and find out if it's actually broken, or if it's just, it's not the easiest thing to use. So I'll go down there with Eric and figure out what the deal is and get it compliant.
Perfect.
But I think, but it should be, if you and Eric are there, Kristen should be there, and at least one of the other guards too, to make sure they know how to use it.
Yeah, yeah.
Just a
I
suggestion.
don't think they did at the beginning, but I don't know. I guess
Yeah,
I
I
don't know.
I don't know either.
Okay, I
Okay,
mean,
well,
I'll be down there tomorrow first thing, and we'll figure it out.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
Awesome, thank you.
Okay.
sure.
Anything else on short term?
I think, well, one of the things that I, know that somebody reached out to me about is, so maybe next year we can get this going, but, doing, more like pool aerobics and that kind of stuff, and really getting a class or getting something for like Saturday morning, Sunday mornings, and that kind of stuff, going. So that was one of the things that they had reached out to me about, that they would really like to see. And that would bring in the older, people
Yeah,
and adults and stuff to
yeah.
I think that's
do that.
You guys have talked about that, right?
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, I mean, you and Kristen had talked about that recently,
Yes.
right? Okay.
Yeah, we can do any of, like, if somebody can find a teacher, we can make that happen.
Because Kristen and I had talked to,
Yeah.
and, it just keeps being brought up. Okay.
I think it was kind of like, it was an issue of, do we add another hour, or do we take up the space during the lap swim time? I think they were trying to sort out how
Yeah.
that would look, so.
How that would look
Yeah.
and stuff, and I said, it'd be nice to do it like Saturday mornings or Sunday mornings, just to start, because people aren't working then,
Yeah,
and then they're able to go, or, even late at night.
yeah.
And, in the past, they did it during, lap swim. And,
Yeah, that's what they said, but
at
they
the
said,
5 o'clock.
Yeah,
yeah, but they said with lap swim, not everybody could be there, because there's some people at work,
Okay.
out of town.
and did they decide not to put the lanes up for the lap swim? I drove by a couple times during lap swim and I noticed that the lane markers weren't up.
Yeah, I was there too, and they haven't, and people were lap swimming just fine and without them, but yeah. I think a lot of times there's just one lifeguard
Mhm.
there too at
Yeah.
that time, so.
Yeah.
They can,
We don't need them.
That's fine, yeah,
Yeah, so,
okay.
but
there's actually quite a few people that they.
That's good, because, last year we got, that didn't go up, and then
Yeah.
a lot of people complained that they weren't up.
And nobody ran
Yeah.
into each other that day.
That's good, yes. Having people not running
always
into
did
each
that
other is
gym
good.
class.
I always ran it. I was standing there talking to Maddie and Kristen, and I'm like, looking, and I'm like,
Swim team.
you know, I would have ran into like 5 of those people. I always use the lane.
Like bumpers. One other thing, I think, I'm pretty sure you and Brittany already had this conversation about like closing their state and maybe extending, and that's probably gonna depend on these numbers, I'm guessing, but.
Yeah, so I asked the city council at the last meeting, I said, there's been a request to potentially, extend the pool period or the season. And they basically, and Larry was one of them, just basically said, look at the numbers, use your discretion, and, just left the decision up to me. Obviously, we want to do it, but I also want to see this trend kind of at least bottom out and hopefully turn around a little bit, because it is quickly trending low. And then today will help, certainly. And then it's also important to know, like, the statistical model that I used is only like 40% like accurate, because there's not a lot of data. Obviously, every day, makes the average more reliable. So it's not terrible, but I definitely don't want to have to go in front of the city council and say, why did you extend the pool for 2 weeks for 5 people a day? Like, that's not a discussion I want to necessarily have, so.
Do you know at what point you wanna make a call one way or the other? Like, what is your?
I don't have a hard number. I think it should just be a discussion, let's say if the trend just kept going down and down and down and down, and we had the event and we had the free pool passes from businesses, if we did some things and we still see the trend going down, then I would say it's pretty much done for the season. If we could see the trend bottom out and level, or even turn around, then I would say it's worth it, So, I don't know, in my mind, I'm thinking like 15 to 20 on average a day would have to be like the minimum. But again, I'm not looking for a hard number, I'm just looking for a trend to change.
And these include all the lap swimmers,
Yeah.
right?
This includes
everything.
everybody.
Okay.
Yeah, and in fact, I've got two, you notice there's 2 averages. I took out, the 59 is the average daily attendance, that's overall. And then I exclude the weather days to try to get a daily average of the days that were actually open. I think that's a more fair representation. So I just put both there so we can have that discussion. Yeah. Again, it doesn't come down to a hard number. Like, I'm not a binary decision maker like that, but everybody, including hopefully you guys, want to see the trend, change and finish out the year strong. So yeah.
We do, and I think just getting it more out there, maybe doing more Facebook posts and doing that, and will help.
The food trucks help.
The food trucks do. I mean,
Yeah.
that is a nice thing for the community.
Yeah.
I went up there, they didn't have any hot dogs, they didn't have they didn't have hot dogs, they didn't have hamburgers, they didn't have bratwurst.
Which one?
Big red truck that was down there.
The big red
Big
truck?
red truck.
All they had was loose meat sandwiches.
Was it the Chick-fil-A truck?
I think, no.
Oh.
yeah, they're gonna have.
They're not gonna have hot dogs.
Yeah, when was it?
I don't know,
Like last week or weeks
oh,
ago?
this is a couple weeks ago.
A couple weeks ago.
You're just too funny, Ron.
It's the one.
I'll cook you a brat whenever you want. I got the grill up there.
That's the point, that was.
I know.
I think they've been going over well though, from what it sounds like, so.
I didn't buy anything.
I know Maddie has, I think, worked on
Oh, yeah,
every
one
food
too.
truck,
Yeah.
and she doesn't ask, like, there's one.
I should
think
nice
they
to have
can
another
know.
stage
Yeah.
where.
The what?
It'd be nice to I'm gonna kind of jot down.
Was it-
Oh, yeah,
that we had.
which day we had food trucks.
Right,
we
that was
did
on
the
like the
note, too.
15th was Tumit, and that was 70, so just be curious to kind of see.
How it's affecting the numbers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll get those in there in the notes as well, so that we
Okay.
can kind of see.
Thank you.
So can we talk a little bit about long-term vision for the pool?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's where we're going to next.
Oh, okay, good. Then I'll wait for your.
Okay, but before, I just want to ask about, I was on Lorna Odiffer, I know that she did water aerobics at one time, but didn't they do that like in the evening, like
I
at
think it was
6
like
o'clock or
6 or
something
7.
like
Yeah,
that?
5 o'clock.
And I think Kristen had encouraged whoever brought it to your attention to have Lorna give her a call if she was interested, and I don't know where things went from there.
I don't think Lorna's contacting her.
Okay. All right, let's go on to long-term goals. I know one person from the community, I'm not going to name names, but they said, well, we could have used all the money that that's being spent on this year's pool. We could have been a nice down payment for a new pool. I mean, there might be a nice sentiment out there. I just kind of throw that out. So if we ever get a new pool, there has to be a little transition. I'm just thinking there has to be a transition from, pool we have now to that pool, and how long that's going to take.
Yeah, so I mean, I would counter that with, we haven't spent that much money on the pool this year. There is money in the capital improvement plan that is very significant money that, depending on what the pool committee and the city council, sees as far as a pool facility goes, could be spent this year. So, we're redoing the locker rooms and the bathrooms and the showers and, all of that is in the capital improvement plan. That's almost $200,000.
You have that,
That's budgeted. It's not invested yet, it's budgeted, meaning we need to make a decision on what this pool looks like long-term before we spend that money. Otherwise, we could be putting good money after bad. So, for example, there's 3 options for the pool, right? There's just nuke it and put a brand new facility. Option 2 would be like modify this facility to have a zero entry, more ADA compliant, maybe a beautiful pergola, like a nicer looking facility. And 3 is no facility at all. Like I don't have an opinion one way or another. Like we should just do what the community kind of expects. But I think the thing that we can all agree on is the facility as it is unappealing, it's old, and it's not very friendly in terms of ADA compliance, right? It used to have a zero entry from what I've been told. The original pool, had a zero entry, and then it was the splash pad was supposed to maintain that, and then somehow it got changed at the last moment.
I don't think it ever had zero entry.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I think I will agree that I think when the splash pad was put in, that there was supposed to be.
Yeah, and that could be what they're talking about. As you know, a lot of things are said, and very few of them are based in facts and reality. So, having not been here all those years, I swam in the pool 25 years ago, but I don't remember.
It was never. Do you ever remember zero entry?
So they must have been talking about the splash pad.
Yeah.
So anyway, we don't know what we don't know. Could the pool be modified, to connect to the splash pad with a zero entry? That could make a really nice facility. Can we spend the money there to modify the existing layout, build a nice pergola so there's shade? Because I know, I wouldn't go out there and sit, for 3 hours in the sun. So it would be nice if we had more shade opportunity for people to go out there and spend the day with their kids or work out there, whatever. Some people like to sit up at the pool. So again, the long-term vision is: do you want to invest in the pool as it is and put the hundreds of thousands of dollars into updating the bathrooms and the shower house and stuff like that, or do we want to look at maybe knocking that down and doing a new facility.
Would we have to have a bond this year for it?
Absolutely. I mean, we're
I
talking.
mean, if they're talking about a brand new facility.
We're talking about $5 to $10 million to
Oh,
build
boy.
a pool. Yeah, and maybe 3 to 5 if we go, really on the cheap. So I think that some of the discussions that we should have is, should we look into modifying the existing pool and seeing how much it would cost to, turn the pool maybe into an L shape and have the shallow end be a zero entry that connects to the splash pad. That could be a really nice thing, and there might actually be an economy of scale with the filtration systems. Like right now we have 2 separate systems, one for the splash pad, one for the pool. Originally it was supposed to just be one connected system. So I don't know how that changed, but it is what it is. And then, if we modify the existing pool, we might also be able to borrow much less money and build a new pool house, with updated showers and locker rooms and a place for people to put their belongings. And, like right now it looks like a campground facility. Like, that's the only thing that I can think
I
of.
think it's worse than a campground.
Yeah, maybe,
facility, actually.
yeah.
Although if we had money, I would prefer to go to the actual pool itself and bring people there. But, I mean, yes, I agree, it could use some help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would be only the people from Strawberry Point within the city limits that would be paying for this.
Well,
If we did a bond issue.
yes and no. I mean, yes, in terms of property taxes, yes, but also every dollar that we bring in sales is a dollar that property taxes don't have to cover. So it is a balance of property taxes and revenues. If we had a nicer facility, we would draw people from all the surrounding towns.
I think that's what the struggle is because
Yeah.
I know people would rather go to Manchester sometimes because they want the slide and all of that, and that's more appealing. I have talked to some people that have said they were not from here, we're not from Strawberry, but they came and they said your guys' lifeguards are probably the nicest lifeguards that we've met, and I sat there one day watching them interact, and they were all playing with the kids. Oh, they were over in the thing, they were playing with the kids, and they're entertaining the kids, and just really talking to them and stuff, especially like in the splash pad when the lifeguards are over there. They're not just sitting by the wall dazing in the air.
Yeah.
No, they're interacting with the kids.
Yeah,
And-
we've heard similar compliments about them.
And so that made me feel really good that
Yeah.
people from another area that they have a pool,
Yeah,
and they said that our lifeguards are by far one of the best.
yeah.
We are a Starmont School District. Do you think we could make an appeal for Lamont and Arlington to help out somehow?
I mean, we can make the appeal, certainly.
I mean,
Yeah.
because otherwise they gotta go a long ways to get a pool, we're the closest one. I mean, like Ron was saying, that somehow. But I don't know, just an idea.
Are there any problems with the integrity of the actual pool? Does it leak? Does it, are there any problems with the existing structure of the
There's
pool?
minor problems with the mechanicals.
Right.
So,
But I mean,
yeah.
like
The actual pool,
the
not so
physical
much.
pool.
Yeah, it
Okay.
needs to be painted,
Right.
which you guys are gonna do when we drain it.
Right.
Yeah.
He's gonna do it.
Yeah, he's gonna do it. I'll come out there and help. I like rolling. It's fun.
I painted it twice,
Yeah.
50 years ago.
That's why it's cracking. No.
That's what happened to us.
Because I wonder, thinking about the community, and, when a lot of people came forward when the pool was closing, a lot of people from a lot of different generations came forward out of a place of nostalgia.
Yeah.
And they didn't want to see this landmark of their childhood be closed, and I don't necessarily know that they'd want to see it nuked either. Maybe if we could use the funds to just you know, maybe connect, like Dino said, connect the splash pad. And you know what, a water slide on the corner would go a long way. You know,
Just
that-
making it better.
Just making it better.
So we need to make it deeper to
Yep.
put those implements in.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why, like, our insurance killed the whole depth thing.
What's do you know what it is for a water slide?
I don't know what the number is, but I can easily get it from our insurance company.
Because we used to have a slide.
We used to have a high dive.
Yeah, I know, I used to jump off.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
We used to have.
That explains a lot.
I wasn't that big.
Slide only empty out, it's like 3 or 4 foot
It's
anyway.
supposed to, but like, the problem is you got the state law and then you've got insurance regulations. And so insuring a pool is like very challenging and expensive, and so we're sort of at their mercy. And as you know, like, there's one insurance company in town that we do business with, and what they say is essentially the law, and, you know, because we can't open the pool without it being insured. So, I'll get the depth and see, you know, like, there's gotta be a way to modify the pool. Like, you know, I know some of the city guys have said that the pool is too small. It's not that small, like, it's a pretty sizable pool.
For the amount of people.
They had swim meets there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I've been there for a lot of kids, and I
I think
just
it's
feel like
25.
I don't know, I've
That's
never
enough.
tried
You gotta
to
get
try
some
to
that.
Yeah, well, these are the things that, like, we should start getting
Yeah.
quotes on, like, what would it take to modify the pool?
Right.
What would it take to, you know, I mean, we already have a hole, like, that's a huge part of the problem is already there, or the solution to a huge problem is already there, we already have a hole.
Yeah.
We can make the hole bigger,
Well,
but,
I'm thinking about like Cedar Rapids, they tried to pass a very big bond issue, you know, for their school districts.
yeah,
And they just wanted the Cadillac job, and it was voted down
yeah.
fast. So, you know, they had to go back to the drawing board. I just soon, you know, see what the pulse is. I'm afraid to ask too much.
Well, what you're experiencing is the same conundrum we're experiencing, right? Like, how much money do you invest in a facility that draws 64 people a day for 6 weeks?
But it would draw more if it was better.
So how many more, and what is that worth to the taxpayer?
Yeah.
Like, that's the rub, like, it's, you know, yeah. So and don't get me wrong, like, I agree with you, I would love to see the pool stay open. But it's like, realistically, these are the questions when you go in front of taxpayers and you say, all right, we get it, you come to a meeting and you want the pool to be open, and that's great, and, you know, you say all this stuff and everybody gets behind it, but when your taxes go up $100 a year, are you willing to make that commitment for the next 20 years? That's a different conversation with the community.
And so I think maybe what we need to do is we really need to all come up with a couple ideas. How can we make the pool appealing without, you know, just combusting it and building a new one that would cost $3, $5, $10 million, whatever. And how can we do this not cheaply, but more cost effective for the number of people that we do get.
Right.
Maybe it could be in space.
I think
You know, and we can do it
we
in
need
phases,
some experts
right.
though. We need some people with some,
Yeah.
we need some guidance from, you know, maybe some businesses that would actually do the
A decorator, like, would be, like, I was down there the other day for an hour. I just sat there in a chair and just looked, you know, and I thought to myself, this is never a place that I would hang out. Like, right, because it's not visually appealing, it's not audibly appealing. I don't like to go in chlorinated water. It's like I'm sensitive to it, so I'm not going in the pool. But like, if there was a beautiful pergola, if there was some color there, if there were some places to sit, maybe an outdoor shower to you know, to just wash off in, a nice row of chairs, you know, like things that we could spend $100,000 to build and make it a space that is visually appealing without modifying the pool, that could be a game changer. You know, like right now, if you are a parent of a child and you want to take your kid there and you want to work a couple hours on your laptop, there's nowhere to plug it in, there's no shade. Right? So, unappealing. Like, we could put cabanas, like, we could put some fake palm trees, like there's ways to, and again, I'm not an interior designer or an exterior designer, but I know a great space when I see it, I just don't know how to make it.
Is
So
there even like little tables down there?
They just,
Like
a
the
picnic table with,
They did
it with a umbrella.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like,
And that was nice, and I worked actually from there for a little bit, but then.
Yeah.
Well, like,
And then we
and
could
this
add
is-
a few things.
I'm not suggesting that, but like the offshore in Bellevue
The
is
whole idea.
kind of a resort type of thing. They've got, it's not even really a huge pool, but they just have a lot of really nice
Yeah.
within the pool. And so I know, Kristen was looking into like the rock wall type of thing that you can put on the edge of the deep end. They have cabanas there and they rent them out for $50 a day. You know,
Yeah.
just different things that,
Those
like we
little,
were taking
I don't know
pictures
what
of.
they're called, but they float in the water. You know, and there's like a rope up above.
Oh, yeah, the lily pads.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, Manchester has one.
Yeah, they're the lily pads.
Yeah.
Or even those like,
That-
That's just like different like little things, so I think like if everybody kind of like goes with like
Hold on.
this
Place
is,
to eat,
that fire.
this is kind of where we wanna
a
go.
movie house.
Yeah.
I'm way more for the lot of fun. Some
But,
people,
I think
that section, it's not like connected to the pool.
Well,
It's like there's the pool and then like the ground around the pool and then off to the side of it.
Put it
And
on
it's
the
fenced and there's a little shower and there's like sand.
where's our,
Like
Just
sand.
put it on the
I
table.
can't remember what pool it is.
Investigate.
We went to tons of swimming years ago and
yeah.
I saw different pools and
Yeah, it'd be nice to kind of go around the summer and take a look at other places and see
Yeah.
what they
yeah,
have.
but I think it's just like to like figure out like what's appealing, what's not, what we can do
Yeah.
without spending a ton of money. And just starting small, and then hopefully it just becomes more appealing, and then down the road in the future, you know, that's a bigger project.
Well, I think once the decision is made, if we're, gonna invest in what we have and make it look nicer, we should do it all at once, even if we have to borrow a little bit of money to do it, because inflation is just killing, like if we wait 2 years to buy something that's $1,000, it's gonna be $2,000, So I think it would be better to do it at once, and make it really appealing next year. Like that big cement slab that's to the north of the splash pad. It's just sitting there getting heated up in the
Yeah.
sun all day.
Yeah, that's where I was thinking those
Like,
sun sheets could go, but.
For $25,000, we could put a giant pergola up there with a white cloth roof on it. It would look spectacular. It would be visually appealing from the state highway, right? Like, it would make people like stop and look and like, wow, what is that? That looks really nice.
If we could come up with a plan, what would you
Yeah.
say the timeline would be for construction then? Like, what do you
Start
have in
the
mind?
day we close the pool.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, if
Yeah,
we-
that's what I want to get, is like.
Yeah.
Well, I still think we should get some input from some actual pool,
I think in the next,
designers or something.
I totally agree. I think in the next meeting, we should go through the statistics of the pool survey that we did. Because you'll get a sense, and I can compile all the comments for you from people that, that responded to that. I know there was a lot of contention around the decision to close the pool, but it wasn't without a lot of research and a lot of data coming in. You'll see like most people who commented on the survey about keeping the pool open never once has been the pool in a year. So it was interesting. We should go through those comments and see how people responded, and some of them had really great ideas, and so we should float those ideas, and then just make a long-term decision. Are we gonna just make what we have look way better, or do we want to reconfigure the pool?
I think,
I think we should go around and really like take pictures
Yeah.
of
Make sense
different
to review it and then
Yeah.
maybe put out a survey after
Yeah.
this season. I mean, like even if it's a modified version of it,
Yeah.
to get, would you be willing to pay more in taxes if we were to
Yeah.
do these things? Get some more feedback that's more recent, because I think, like I said, there's a lot of things that were maybe in that survey that were kind of annoyances from last year, and I just want that kind of washed out of what we're
Yeah,
doing.
yeah, absolutely.
Do you have that survey? Like if we could look at the questions and see
Yep.
what we want to ask?
Yeah, it's still, I programmed it, so it's sitting in my account, so.
personally, I think that as much as I'd like to tear down and build a $5 million pool, I think it's never gonna happen. And I think, like what you said, just take what we have and make
think that's how we're feeling.
Probably, just to be realistic.
Yep.
Yeah.
And could we still like do bigger community fundraisers for that, like in the fall and winter?
Yeah, I think we
Like what
should.
they've done with-
And so let me just say this, like, I think those are all really, really good ideas, and definitely want to see them happen. And, you know, like, I think once the community makes a decision, when I say community, I mean like you and the city council, once you make a decision and we execute the plan, then we have something like, this is what we're doing, we're all on the same page, this is the plan, this is how much it costs, this is how much it's going to be in your taxes, this is how much we need to raise, right? Everybody has their marching orders. I think that's the easiest way to do it. So, yeah, I think the survey, when we're done with this season, and we can survey the community, and we can survey people who bought passes, we can ask them different questions, or we can weigh the pool users' answers a little bit more heavily than people who didn't use the pool, but still mysteriously have an opinion about it. And I do think that there's value in the people who didn't use the pool, like finding out why not. Yeah, if you want.
But like Ron said, if you make it more appealing, you could rent the thing out. I mean, you could. There's other uses. I mean,
You get the lights on it.
Yeah.
We could bring our athletes back too and do something, you know, maybe
Yeah.
we could appeal for that, because I'm sure there's a lot of parents that are tired of driving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the underwater lights is a must. Like, we have to have the underwater lights, because there's no reason on a day that's 90 degrees outside or hotter, there's no reason why we're not open later. You know, in the summer, on a Friday or Saturday night, like, our pool should be open till 10 or 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah, agreed.
You know, I'd go and hang out with my kids, well, my kids are in college now, but if I had kids, I would go hang out with them on a Friday or Saturday night out there, all together as a family, maybe order food from a local restaurant, and take it over there and eat on the
Yeah, in the
picnic
kitchen
table.
area, some picnic tables, that would be.
I think just having those options, because I know like I get off at 5:30. By the time I get home it's 6, and then so I only have an hour
Yeah,
to go to the pool.
yep.
What is the existing footprint of the pool, like where we have the gate or the fence up? We can make that larger if we modify, correct? We don't have to work within the confines of what exists.
No, you keep in mind, there's a giant hill.
Yeah.
So to make it wider, we would have to
Backfill.
even more than backfill, we would have to put like foundational
Okay.
stone there otherwise it would fall off. So there would be some cost to it.
Yeah.
But we have plenty of space.
Yeah, we do have plenty of space.
There's plenty of space.
Lots of space out
Imagine a big 30 by 30 pergola with a beautiful white flowing fabric roof or ceiling, you know, like,
Yeah.
and tables underneath there, power strips. They make these solar tables, you know, that have like an umbrella that, you know, that's a solar, you know, array, and you can plug your phone in or your tablet. I don't know, I just think it's a nice place to go, and, you know, if I worked remotely, I'd love to go sit by a pool and work remotely.
Have we ever thought of seeking alternative energy to run the pool, like putting solar panels up or anything like that?
It would take a lot of solar panels. Yeah, those pumps are heavy duty, but we are working on a solar ordinance. And so instead of just using alternative energy just to pump, you know, the water, we are looking at solar for the rooftops of like public buildings, which would then push back onto the grid. So there would be some offset. But putting the solar up, that's the other thing too, like, you know, in my backyard, we're looking at putting up a pergola, a pretty big one, and having a solar array roof. So that's an option as well, you know, so,
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think if people just come with ideas next time and go from there.
Awesome.
Okay. We've already addressed the heater issue, the handicap lift, kind of taken care of that. Anything else that we should discuss?
The handicap should be not working.
It's not working? Okay.
Kristen said that.
Kristen said, no, that has not been fixed yet. So I said, who did you talk to?
Yeah,
And I haven't heard back.
yeah.
So just FYI.
Showers where, did you say? I didn't hear anything.
What?
Showers where, in which bathroom? Men's, women's?
Oh,
No,
the chairlift is not working.
Oh, it is not working.
No, it has not been fixed yet.
Oh, okay.
With what we've just talked about coming to our next meeting with some ideas and kind of trying to get things sorted out before the end of the season, do we want to plan to meet before a month?
Maybe we could meet at the pool and brainstorm or something?
Well, we could do that too, yeah, I just didn't know, since you said,
If
like,
you did it-
construction could start,
if you did it,
you know.
I mean, realistically, it's not
Obviously, it's not
going
gonna
to
start
start,
right
because you
away,
don't have any
but-
ideas yet, but the
But
point
do
is.
we wait, you know, a
Yeah.
whole month,
Oh,
bring
yeah.
it to the table?
Yeah.
Because the pool is supposed to close the 10th, correct?
Traditionally, yeah.
Yeah.
Like if there looks like there's terrible weather, you know, the 7th through the 10th, you know, we might go a couple days early.
Well, my thinking is, you know, can we meet like the week of the 4th and kind of get, you know, where are your thoughts, what are we thinking?
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, you guys can meet whenever,
What
whenever you
about
want.
the
Can we do that?
fundraiser for the first? If it gets the green light, do we need a meeting before then?
I think
If
Really
you
the
get a green
fundraising
light?
committee.
the fundraising
probably-
committee can handle that.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, but if we made the week of the 4th, then we could at least recap.
This-
how that
Recap how
went.
that
Well,
went.
when
This is open
exactly?
to the public,
Yeah.
this
Can you
meeting,
guys
so it has to be
meet
posted.
on the 4th?
Yes,
What's,
I can.
I
Yeah,
can't.
but we
I
can't
can't
meet at the
get
pool.
the space here.
Right.
we can meet at the pool, it would just be open to the public.
You know, that's a real, that's a
So here's
public.
the week of the 4th. I can do that.
So wondering if we can do the 4th. I'll be at the state fair the 6th. Might
So
not
the,
be straight
the-
showing.
I've got 3 public hearings on the 6th for ordinances and an annexation, so like, that 4th, 5th, or 6th would be really hard for me.
Oh, the
the
4th.
4th through the
Okay.
6th?
The 4th through the, I'm gonna be writing ordinances, like, yeah.
Man, we got,
What about?
7th and 8th would be out for me.
Yeah, I'll be right here.
Maybe I know the
There,
one.
yeah, Maddie's showing.
and these would be meetings much like this one, open to the public. You know, because that's how we would function as a,
This July.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
July, yeah.
yeah.
Maybe the 11th, the following day?
Anything after the 6th is wide open for me.
Yeah,
We're gonna close it here, though. We need to. I guess I'm
But
kinda
then
worried,
maybe
if we're
at
gonna
that
close it the 10th, we'd really like to meet before.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's, I was gonna say, maybe at that meeting, we would have better numbers to know if we could keep it open a couple more weeks.
Yeah. So
I mean, I don't know that we need a meeting to make that, like, we're just gonna look at it one day and so, like, let's just say we'll look at it the week of the 6th and, you know, and then just make a decision. I don't know that the whole committee needs to meet to decide if the
Well, and it
pool
looks
needs
like
to stay
if
open
it's
next
gonna be
week.
hot,
Yeah,
What's the,
most likely the numbers are gonna be higher.
yeah.
School
When-
starts the 25th, yeah.
well, maybe we just have like a
Winter lifeguard's not
test
gonna be
campaign
there.
that week, yeah, and then let's meet on the 11th.
Okay.
Does that work?
Sounds good.
So what are we gonna do?
The evening of the 11th?
Yeah.
11th,
Does that work?
6
6
o'clock?
p.m.?
Yeah.
Do you wanna meet here or at the pool?
Let's meet at the pool.
Let's meet at the
Yeah.
pool for sure.
Does that work for you, Dino?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So August 11th?
Morning, 11th, that's like the
It's raining here.
It's
Oh,
a
me too.
Monday, right? Oh, wait,
Yeah, yeah.
So,
yeah, Monday.
a couple of weeks from.
Then we're gonna meet, we're gonna maybe have you said something about meeting informally though, around the 4th through the 6th?
No, it'll just be a text message chain. This will just communicate back and forth.
Okay.
Yeah, again, I'm not gonna be a hardliner on keeping the pool open an extra week or two. It's only if it's an absolute disaster will we, you know what I mean? If nobody's going, but I think that this will, especially after today, and the weather's gonna get hot again.
Yeah,
these
I
numbers
think
will-
it's gonna be hot.
There'd be
On top of it,
a-
before I forget.
Yes,
So there has to be a general.
we have him, he put some, I built the thing for him to publish it automatically.
And that reminds me to like,
Anything else before we adjourn?
I make a motion that we adjourn.
I second.
Okay, Katie seconded, the motion, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you, I think we had a productive meeting.
Yes, I agree, thank you.
Thank you.
feel great, right? Sounds good to me.
Hi, Kara.
Hi, thank you, Tara.